Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Leihua, your favorite data scientist at YouTube. In today's video, I want to share with you guys why I choose A/B testing as my field and also provide an analytic framework that has helped me make the decisions. Okay, let's get started. About 3 or 4 years ago, when I first seriously considering a career change outside of academia, I'm mostly interested in data-related positions, and of course, data scientist is on the top of the list, right? And the tricky part is there were so many titles under the data science umbrella. We have machine learning engineer, machine learning researcher, data scientists doing causal inference, data scientists doing analytics, data scientists doing algorithm. We have reinforcement learning, deep learning. I was so confused, and I didn't know which track within the data science umbrella is the best fit for me. And I was confused and struggled for 6 months to maybe perhaps a year. And fortunately, a lot of my friends they really helped me, to better understand myself and also what each track is about, and also the required skill sets, right, for each track. After a while, maybe 1 year, I finally figured out that if I ever want to be a data scientist, A/B testing is going to my domain. Okay, and when I made the decision, I just had a gut feeling. I strongly believe that A/B testing is going to be a good fit for me, but I didn't know why. But now, today, years later, when I look back at my journey into the field, I've realized actually I applied an analytic framework back in time. I just didn't realize I had used it. So in today's video, I want to share with you guys, what this analytic framework is, and how it can also help you, make your next move. So this analytic framework has 3 dimensions. The first dimension looks at the opportunity sizing. Second one looks at goodness of fit. And the third dimension is about the potential or the future of the field. Let's look at these dimensions one by one. The first dimension, opportunity sizing, right? In Econ 101, we all have done something called the demand and the supply analysis of a commodity, right? And when you want to make a career change, or when you try to transition into some field, the commodity is us, is talent, So we are doing a supply demand over talent. So let's consider the following 2 scenarios, right? The first scenario is there's an over demand for a certain type of skill or certain type of talent, but there's a very shortage of supply of this talent. Okay, and if this is the case, if we have an unfulfilled demand, and there's a shortage of supply of labor or shortage of supply of talent, then the odds for us to secure a position within this track is going to be bigger, right? Because there are a lot of opportunities there, and we don't have enough people to fulfill these positions, right? Let's consider the second scenario, which is a completely opposite of the first scenario. And the second scenario is we have limited demand, but the supply is overwhelming. All right. So if this is the case, if this is an overcrowded market, you have too many people have the same set of skill sets, and there's a very unfortunately a very limited demand for this type of skill set. So what is the odds for you to get a position, if this is the case, you know. So I try to apply I use the first dimension to look at like A/B testing. I realized there's a huge demand for talented data scientists, but we don't have a lot of folks who understand statistics, engineering side, the causal inference side of A/B testing. So I realized that there's a huge demand for people with my skill sets. So that's a big plus, when I try to, find a position, right? And the second dimension is goodness fit. I know I'm using statistical term to describe the situation, right? But you guys get the idea. Basically, it describes the, how good of a fit between your expertise or your background with the position or with the track that you are trying to break into. So for me, as a PhD in social science, and also I have a master's degree in statistics. In the past few years, I have received extensive training in research design, statistics, experimentation, quasi-experimentation, and causal inference. I realized that if I want to find a good fit for my background, A/B testing is everything I need, because A/B testing basically it is about a causation, how to obtain or establish causal causal effects using some research design, right? So and I have received extensive training, in this domain knowledge, and also I'm very familiar with coding, Python programming, right, skills, and if I combine, big data, statistics, causal inference, perhaps some other, maybe some machine learning models, or algorithms, combine them together, I'm very sure I'm a very unique in the job market, and I should have a relative comparative advantage than other job applicants. And the third dimension is about the future, about the potential for growth, right? Of course, compared to the first two dimensions, the first dimension is a little bit trickier, and also it is subjective, because no one can make this type of prediction. No one can tell you what's data science going to look like in 5 or 10 years. Is machine learning going to take over the entire world, or is machine learning going to be replaced by AI or anything? No one can tell or make the prediction, but I relied on top AI researchers. I checked out their articles and their writings, and I used their brains to help me better understand the future of AI and data science. And one argument that stood out is, machine learning has made a tremendous progress in the past few years, but it is a low-hanging fruit. And in the future, decision making is about causation. And machine learning is terrible at causal reasoning, So, and A/B testing, from my perspective, I checked A/B testing. A/B testing basically is causal reasoning. It's about establishing causal effects using an appropriate research design. And I realized it's going to be, A/B testing is going to be very useful for decision making. Once I got this part, it's my second aha moment. So I realized I should focus on one area, and I decided to dedicate all of my energy, all of my time, to do more research on how different tech companies they apply A/B testing. What are the common pitfalls? What are the best practices? What are the common questions they face? What are the common business problems they try to answer? and what types of research designs do they use, right? Do they all use A/B testing, or do they use some quasi research designs? So after you dig deeper into the field, you will get a much better understanding of what this field is going to look like in a future, in next maybe few years, right? It's of course there's always a risk that you are going to make a mistake, but as long as you have followed these three dimensions, look at the opportunity sizing, the goodness of fit, and also the future of this field, I would probably say it's going to be a safe bet, with limited risk. So yeah, that's all from today's video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. See you next time. Bye.